Hi, welcome to Listen2Riches. Today, I'll be interpreting the concept of the book Die with Zero with a subtitle Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life, a book falling under the category of financial education. Most books in this genre focus on how to make money, but this book takes a different approach. It explores how to spend money in a way that leads to a fulfilling life. This book is available in 8 major languages, including Mandarin, German, Japanese, and Spanish, has become a global bestseller. The author of this book is an American named Bill Perkins, whose life experiences are quite intriguing. He initially studied engineering in college, but later ventured into the financial industry on Wall Street. He then co-founded a hedge risk fund with a friend and even worked as a film producer, contributing to the production of several commercial films. While his post-graduation pursuits may seem unrelated to his engineering background, the 4 years of engineering training in college had already instilled in him the ability to approach various life and work problems with an engineering mindset. Take, for instance, the book's central theme of spending money to lead a fulfilling life. Living a fulfilling life might sound like a profound philosophical question, but the author believes that, from an engineering perspective, we can frame it as an optimization problem. Specifically, how can we maximize our lifetime happiness while minimizing waste? Within the pages of this book, he presents 9 guidelines, each corresponding to a chapter in the main body. I've included these 9 principles in this document for your reference if you have time to explore them further. While these 9 guidelines may seem a bit overwhelming to remember, after reading the book, I discovered that they can be distilled into 2 overarching principles. The first principle is to prioritize experiential investments, which corresponds to maximizing happiness in the context of optimization. The second is to strive for zero dead money, which relates to minimizing waste in optimization problems. Initially, these 2 principles may sound somewhat peculiar, but don't worry, I will now delve into their specifics and discuss how to put them into practice, allowing you to adapt them to your own circumstances. First, let's take a closer look at the first principle, emphasizing experiential investments. This principle is quite straightforward. Identify activities that bring you happiness and allocate your resources to experience them. While this may seem obvious, the author explains that many people fail to recognize the significance of experiences in their lives. The author illustrates this point by sharing the story of his father. In his father's later years, his health declined significantly and his enjoyment of life dwindled. So, the author decided to give him a special gift, a tablet computer filled with highlights from his father's younger days when he used to play football. His father was deeply moved and watched those videos repeatedly, reliving memories of his youth and his former teammates. He would sometimes laugh and at other times shed tears. Eventually, he told the author that it was the best gift he had ever received. This story left a profound impression on the author, leading him to realize that life is a continuous process of collecting memories, and ultimately, it's these memories that accompany us. But where do these memories come from? They originate from the experiences you accumulate in your life, those day-to-day, weekly, monthly, yearly, and even once-in-a-lifetime moments. For example, your first date with a loved one, an impromptu backpacking trip, a hard-fought victory with friends in a game, and so on. Throughout the book, the author emphasizes one key idea: your life is the sum of your experiences. As we grow older and reflect on our lives, the sense of fulfillment we feel is determined by the richness of our life experiences. The author also observes that people often focus on the financial returns while neglecting the returns on their experiences. The financial returns are easy to grasp. For instance, if you save $100 and let it accrue interest over many years, it will grow into a larger sum of money. However, experiences also have a similar appreciation effect. For example, have you ever had a day when you unexpectedly heard a song you loved playing from a street-side speaker, or tasted a familiar childhood flavor at an unassuming restaurant? or stumbled upon an old videotape or photograph in a corner of your home, or even received a reminder from your phone's photo gallery showing you what happened 3 years ago on that very day. In those moments, those past experiences come flooding back, making you feel nostalgic, blush, experience joy, or even shed tears. Each experience not only brings you immediate feelings but also adds extra layers of experience when you revisit or discuss them with others in the future. This is the appreciation effect of experiences and why the author views investing time or money in experiences as a valuable investment. He believes that the returns on such investments are more precious than financial returns because money is renewable and finances are replaceable, but the feelings and emotions that experiences provide are often unique. Therefore, the author advises us to prioritize investing in experiences as it is the fundamental path to maximizing happiness throughout our lives. However, this doesn't mean we should simply figure out what makes us happy and spend money on it at will. It's not that straightforward. The book reminds us that timing is crucial when it comes to experiences. For instance, the author recounts a story from his early 20s when he had a roommate named Jason who was about his age. At that time, Jason made a bold decision to take a 3-month backpacking trip to Europe. Upon his return, Jason shared his photos and various experiences with the author. For instance, in Paris, he shared a delightful afternoon with new friends in a park, savoring baguettes paired with cheese and red wine. On the Greek islands, he fell in love with a girl and they strolled together on the beach in the evening. He also met many locals and young travelers from different countries, learning about various cultures and feeling like his world had completely opened up. The author admired Jason's experiences, and in the days that followed, he often pondered when he would have the chance to travel to Europe himself. However, it always seemed like the timing was off. Either he felt he didn't have the time or believed he needed to save more money. Finally, at the age of 30, he embarked on a trip to Europe. But he soon realized that many of the experiences Jason had enjoyed back then were beyond his reach now. He couldn't stay in youth hostels, indulge in the same carefree adventures as young people, and due to heavier work responsibilities, he had to shorten his travel time. In the end, he lamented, "I wish I had gone earlier." Through this story, the author intends to convey that our capacity to enjoy various experiences changes at different stages of life. Just like the same European journey, a 5-year-old child might not remember anything, a 20-year-old youth could backpack like Jason, and as people age, their physical abilities and adventurous spirits gradually decline, and in old age, travel might simply be a leisurely stroll. People often believe that money determines the kind of experiences we can have, but the author asserts that the more crucial factor is our ability to enjoy those experiences, and this ability is closely tied to our age. For instance, after earning his first significant sum of money, the author enthusiastically gave his grandmother $10,000, but in the following year, she spent that money on only one item, a $50 sweater, which she ended up gifting to the author. It wasn't because his grandmother was deliberately saving money, but rather because her vitality had waned and her willingness and capacity to spend on experiences had become limited. Therefore, the author reminds us that timing is essential when it comes to investing our time and money in extraordinary experiences. It's not about spending money recklessly, but about careful planning to determine how to achieve this. I've distilled 4 pieces of advice from the book for your reference. First, start investing in experiences early. Here, we borrow the wisdom of Warren Buffett: the best time to invest is now, because the earlier you start investing, the more time you have to reap the returns on your investment. Some might worry about how to invest in experiences when they have limited funds. However, investing in experiences doesn't always require a lot of money. A nationwide survey in the United States asked people which activities made them happiest, and the highest scoring ones included sports, reading, chatting with family, and playing with children. Activities that don't necessarily require significant financial investments but do require an investment of time. Investing in experiences early also has the added benefit that when you're young, full of energy and curiosity, you can achieve a great deal of happiness with relatively little time and money. For example, the author mentions his roommate Jason, who stayed in budget youth hostels, enjoyed simple pleasures like savoring baguettes in the park, and yet gained experiences he would cherish for a lifetime. The book encourages us to explore low-cost pleasures. Even if you don't have much money or time for extensive travel, you can take public transportation to explore unfamiliar corners of your city, visit free art districts, or engage in activities like hiking and picnicking with friends in the suburbs. Many low-cost joys remain untapped by many people. However, investing in experiences early doesn't mean that you should concentrate all your investments in the early years of your life. In fact, with proper planning, regardless of your age, you can uncover experiences that suit you, enabling you to make the most of your time and money. This leads to the book's second piece of advice regarding segmented time. Segmented time is a simple tool to help you sketch an outline of your desired life. You can take a sheet of paper, draw a line representing your life from now onwards, and divide it into intervals, each representing 5 or 10 years, an age bracket, such as 30 to 35, 35 to 40, and so on. Next, think about the key experiences you want to achieve in your future life, such as attending an outdoor music festival, running a marathon, applying for a patent, taking your children to Disneyland, cruising to Alaska, reading 20 classic novels, and so on. Write down these desires and don't worry if the list isn't complete, you can update it anytime. After completing the list, think about when each experience on the list would be suitable to achieve and allocate them to the corresponding age brackets. This allows you to make the best use of time and money in each stage of life. During this process, you might also realize that some experiences might conflict with each other, or that certain experiences need to be planned for now, or you might not have the opportunity to achieve them later. Segmenting time helps us strategically plan our experiences over the course of our lives, providing a fundamental framework for investing in experiences. Within this framework, we can further optimize. This leads us to the third and fourth pieces of advice. The third piece of advice is to invest in your health. This doesn't conflict with investing in experiences because having good health allows you to enjoy various experiences better. According to the author, how much happiness we derive from an experience depends mainly on 3 factors: health, wealth, and free time. Among these factors, the impact of wealth and free time is temporary, but the impact of health is continuous and tends to magnify with age. For example, neglecting one's health when young can lead to health issues that not only affect experiences during youth but also accelerate physical decline. Therefore, it's crucial to invest in your health, such as improving dietary habits, regular checkups, actively participating in sports you enjoy, and so on. These investments should also begin early. The fourth piece of advice is to exchange money for free time when appropriate. In simple terms, it means outsourcing certain time-consuming tasks that may not provide the best experiences. The most typical example is household chores. For instance, if you spend 6 hours cleaning the kitchen and bathroom yourself while your hourly wage equivalent at work is around $50, you might consider spending $200 to hire a cleaning service. This way, you can use the time to bond with your children in the park, read a book, or do anything that brings you more happiness. The author mentions that even when he had limited income right after graduating, he applied this strategy to gain more enjoyable weekends. As you age and accumulate wealth, time becomes increasingly precious, and this strategy should be used more frequently. This isn't just the author's personal experience. Psychological research indicates that people who are willing to spend money to save time, regardless of their income, report higher life satisfaction. This is logical because when we spend money to eliminate tasks we dislike, we not only have more time to experience enjoyable activities but also reduce negative life experiences, leading to an overall sense of happiness. So far, in the first part, we discussed the first half of the life optimization problem, which is how to maximize happiness throughout life. However, we also understand that this maximum can only be achieved within certain constraints. What is the maximum for one person may differ from another. Nevertheless, the book tells us that there is a spending goal that can help everyone maximize happiness within their capabilities. It is related to the second half of the optimization problem we mentioned at the beginning, minimizing waste. Specifically, it means that at the end of your life, you should have as little money left as possible. I understand that initially this idea may sound daunting and various questions may pop into your head, such as what if I live a long life and run out of money, or what if I get a serious illness in my old age, or what about my children? Don't worry, we will address these concerns later. For now, let's listen to the author's explanation of this concept. He states that, due to his early engineering training, he developed a habit of valuing efficiency and despising waste. He believes that one of the worst forms of waste for a person might be squandering their life energy. Every dollar we earn is obtained through our life energy, so wasting our hard-earned money is akin to squandering our life energy. To avoid squandering life energy, our ultimate goal should be to reduce money left unused to zero at the end of our lives. The author is not the first to propose this idea. Nobel laureate in economics, Franco Modigliani, once introduced a life cycle hypothesis that focuses on how people should manage their expenditures and savings over a lifetime to achieve the best results. His goal, too, was to spend all the money at the end of life. Now, you might find this idea extreme, and you might wonder how anyone could accurately predict when they will run out of money. Indeed, the book acknowledges that achieving the exact goal of spending all your money before your death is an idealized thought model, a directional objective. It doesn't mean you must spend every last penny while you're alive, but rather to minimize waste so you've used your money to obtain as many experiences and happiness as possible. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground so far, and it may remind you of a famous comedy sketch line. Do you know what the most painful thing in life is? It's when someone dies with money left. But you might also recall the next line. Do you know what the even more painful thing in life is? It's when someone is alive but has no money left. This is a common concern that many people raise when confronted with the idea of minimizing waste. However, the book reassures us that this concern has been considered in financial markets, and there are many solutions. In the previous section, we have already discussed the importance of investing in health. Now, let's address some fundamental concerns and develop strategies to tackle them. If you are interested in achieving the goal of minimizing waste, the book also provides several suggestions. First, calculate your expected lifespan. While this may sound somewhat unpleasant, the author reminds us that disliking something doesn't mean it's not worth doing. Having a rough understanding of your expected lifespan can help you plan your life more consciously rather than blindly accumulating, saving, and spending money. So, how do you calculate your expected lifespan? In reality, there are many readily available calculation tools. The author consulted friends who are actuaries in the United States, and they recommended a tool on the website of the American Academy of Actuaries called the Actuaries Longevity Illustrator. On this website, you can answer a few questions and get a chart showing the probability of you living to different ages. Of course, this isn't the only option. Many life insurance companies offer free online lifespan calculators that estimate your lifespan based on factors such as your age, gender, height, weight, smoking and drinking habits, family medical history, and other predictive variables. Once you have an idea of your expected lifespan, the next step is to set a net asset peak point. This peak point isn't a specific amount of assets, rather, it's an age such as 55, 57, 60, and so on. Before reaching this age, you are in the wealth accumulation stage where your monthly expenses should ideally be less than your income. Once you reach this age, you enter the wealth consumption stage where expenses exceed income. Why set such a point? It's because if your net assets keep growing, you might miss out on many life experiences that you could have enjoyed by oversaving or overworking. So, at what age should you set this peak point? The author and his friends in the finance industry designed various hypothetical characters and conducted simulated calculations considering different health conditions, income growth rates, and interest rate environments. Ultimately, they concluded that, for most people, the optimal asset peak point should fall between 45 and 60 years old. The specific choice can be influenced by your health. Those in good health can potentially delay the peak point to 60 or later because their ability to enjoy various experiences declines more slowly. Once you've set the net asset peak point, the author recommends using a dynamic version of the balanced financial formula to plan your spending and savings before reaching that age. The core idea of this formula is that, after deducting essential expenses like loans, rent, utilities, and other basics from your monthly income, you should allocate the remaining money with 60% for personal experiences and 40% for savings or investments. Of course, not all age groups fit this formula, and adjustments should be made based on individual circumstances. If you're young, have many experiences to pursue, and expect future income growth, you can reduce your savings proportion. But if your health is not optimal, or if your desire for new experiences diminishes as you age, you can increase your savings proportion. Furthermore, concerning how much money is enough, the author provides a reference formula. Subtract your retirement age from your expected lifespan and then multiply it by your estimated annual post-retirement living expenses. This cost depends on where you plan to live in retirement and what kind of lifestyle you choose. If you find this calculation process complex, the book also mentions a basic retirement savings formula. Multiply your current annual basic living expenses by 25. As for how to reach this savings goal, you can refer back to previous books or resources for more information. With these tools in hand, expected lifespan, net asset peak point, dynamic financial formula, and retirement savings formula, you'll have a handle on addressing the issue of minimizing waste. However, at this point, you may still have an unresolved concern. Isn't this approach too selfish, as it doesn't leave anything for your children? Don't you want to leave something behind for them? The book's answer to this question is that you can certainly leave money to your loved ones, such as your children, but you don't have to wait until after you pass away to give them this money. You can plan to give it to them at a time when it would have the most significant impact on their lives. Once given, this money is no longer associated with you. The waste minimization mentioned in the book pertains to your own money, not including this portion. So, why does the author suggest this approach? He explains that if we wait until after our death to pass on an inheritance to our children, it's essentially leaving things to chance. It means that at a random time, we're leaving them a random amount of remaining assets. However, how can randomness be considered truly in their best interest? Data shows that people often receive inheritances in their later years when it might not be the best time for them to fully enjoy life experiences. The author conducted an online survey asking, at what age would you most like to receive an inheritance? Thousands of people participated, and over half of them chose ages 26 to 35, while nearly a third chose ages 36 to 45. This clearly indicates that most people, if given a choice, do not want to wait until they are older and no longer in need of the money to receive an inheritance. Therefore, by giving your children the money when they need it and can make the most of it, you are actually helping them maximize their life experiences. Additionally, the book offers a valuable reminder that the true legacy you leave your children isn't just money, it's the shared life experiences, especially the lessons you impart and the cherished memories you create together as they grow. In this regard, the book tells a thought-provoking story. The author has 2 daughters, and when they were very young, they often invited him to watch an animated movie about a long-nosed creature. The author cherished those times, but one day when he tried to invite his 10-year-old daughter to watch the movie again, she declined, saying it was something only kids watched. The author mentions that if someone had warned him that this day would come, he might have treasured the time spent with his children even more. However, in real life, you can rarely anticipate the exact moment when you'll no longer have a specific experience. In a sense, all of us go through countless transitions in life, much like moving from one stage of life to another. At each stage, we have the opportunity to experience new things and fully enjoy life. While the end of one stage may sound less appealing, it can be seen as a new beginning, a fresh opportunity. Therefore, at each stage of life, the author advises asking yourself seriously, what is my long-nosed creature at this stage? Am I making the most of it? Well, that covers the key points I wanted to share from this book. It can be said that this is an unconventional guide to wealth and life. The author's effort is not to teach us how to accumulate wealth, but rather how to enrich our lives. He approaches the question of how to spend money to live a fulfilling life from an engineering perspective, turning it into an optimization problem. Specifically, it's about how to maximize happiness throughout your life while minimizing waste. Regarding achieving maximum happiness, the author's perspective is that your life is the sum of your experiences, and the timing of those experiences is crucial. Therefore, he emphasizes investing in experiences and starting early, making plans for experiences in different stages of life. Regarding minimizing waste, the author suggests striving to spend all your money before you die and provides tools such as expected lifespan calculation, net asset peak point, dynamic financial formula, and retirement savings formula. Zeroing out is an idealized thought model, and the book acknowledges that it's nearly an impossible task. Even if you strictly follow every piece of advice in the book, you may not achieve it in the end. However, this doesn't matter because this goal has already fulfilled its true purpose, which is to guide you towards pursuing an optimized life direction. It helps you think more prudently and consciously about your life rather than going with the flow and blindly earning, spending, and saving money. Going with the flow may be easier, but it allows your life energy to gradually slip away unnoticed. A considered life may require more effort, but it enables you to allocate your precious life energy, both money and time, more wisely. No one can achieve absolute perfection, but undoubtedly we all need to cherish this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Today, this book reminds us that life is a process of collecting experiences continuously. So, starting now, think more about how to use your limited time and money to gain as many happy experiences as possible. Almost certainly, you will lead an incredibly fulfilling life. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let's combine wisdom with action to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you all. See you in the next episode.